Excellent. Okay, so thank you everyone for joining our Healthwatch Hackney Information Exchange. Today, we'll be talking about Healthwatch Hackney, what we do and what kind of opportunities we have for Hackney residents to get involved in shaping the health and care services in Hackney, having their say, and help and support the improvement of these services and make them accessible for all, I would like to say. I will quickly introduce myself and my colleagues will do the same, and then we'll start the meeting. My name is Canaria, and I am the interim view and volunteer coordinator at Healthwatch Hackney. Gary, you are the first on my screen, and you're pretty new to Healthwatch as well. Would you mind introducing yourself?
Of course, thank you. Yeah, my name's Gary Waller. So I'm the very newly appointed NHS Community Voice Manager at Healthwatch Hackney. Thank you. Thank you,
Gary. Sally, do you mind going next?
My name's Sally, and I am the Engagement and Co-Production Manager at Healthwatch Hackney.
Thank you. Sabrina.
Hi, my name's Sabrina Janswa, and I'm the Neighbourhoods Involvement Manager.
And next to you,
Sarah Fego. Yeah, and I'm the involvement. Can you hear? I'm Sarah, so I'm the involvement and outreach coordinator, working with Sabrina on the neighborhoods program.
And you also just recently joined the team as well. Thank you.
Yeah.
And Leah is here as well. Leah.
Okay, my name is Leah. I'm Finance and Office Coordinator for Healthwatch Hackney. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And we have two people that we know already, but Hannah, would you mind introducing yourself as well?
My name's Hannah Ali, and I'm Engagement Officer looking after North London for a nationwide charity called Re-Engage. And our focus is on supporting older people 75 plus with befriending services.
Thank you very much. Ismail, would you like to go next?
Yes, I'm Ismail Rashid Ibrahim. I'm a public rep and chair for the Voice advocacy project.
Thank you, Ismail. Hello, Penny. I'm not sure if you can hear us, but thank you for joining.
Hello, yes, I can. Hi, I'm Penny. Hi. And I actually work at Hackney, London Borough of Hackney, and with the CCG as well.
Oh, very good. Thank you. Welcome to the meeting, Penny. We just went around and quickly introduced ourselves, colleagues at Healthwatch Hackney. And as I was saying in the beginning, this is just an informal meeting for us to tell you what we do and what kind of involvement opportunities we have for Hackney residents. We'll now share my screen. Please let me know if you don't see my presentation on the screen. Can you all see the presentation?
Yes, yeah, that's perfect. Yes.
Excellent. Thank you. All right, so I guess you all are aware of who we are, but I'll quickly go through that again. So we are Hackney's independent health and care watchdog. How I would like to explain Healthwatch is we work with people for people. Because we take the information from them, we pass it on to the commissioners and service providers so that the services can be improved where possible. We have statutory duties and we have statutory powers as well. Our duties include promoting and supporting local people to get involved, obviously, and have their say on the planning, commissioning, shaping the local health and care services. What we do and what we do very well is collect patient feedback on their experience of health and social care services. As I just said, we then share it with commissioners and service providers. But we also do we do signposting to provide information about the different services that are running in Hackney as well. And we obviously we can't do what we do without volunteers, because they really play a vital role in helping us and helping people to have their say on health and social care and suggest improvements. We all know what volunteering can give to people, apart from adding something to their experience. It brings satisfaction as well of doing something, giving back to the community. And the opportunities we have can give all of that, working in a team, giving back to your community, adding valuable experience to your CV, work experience, and such. Why the help is important? Again, we would like to make sure that we reach out to as many people as possible, and we give them the opportunity to have their say on the care they receive, on the quality of care they receive. They have to give them an opportunity to suggest improvement to the services and to the care they receive as well, so things can get improved. We can be very flexible with how much people can give to their volunteering roles. Obviously, some of the roles will need a bit more time commitment, but not all of them. Even if people have an hour or two to spend a month, we will definitely have an opportunity for them to get involved. Here is the list of the different opportunities that we have. I'll start with some of them, and the rest will be better explained by my colleagues. We have the peer researcher. This is quite a new opportunity where we ask residents to talk to their friends and family and people they know of and ask them about their experience. There is no time commitment for this role. They can do it on Saturdays, Sundays, while they pick up their children from school. If they attend any social groups in Hackney, and they can do it, as I said, if they want, they can do it over Zoom, telephone, while they wait in the queue, or anywhere they like. And this role is really not mainly, but the idea came because we realized we don't speak everyone's language, and there are so many other communities in Hackney that we barely hear from. So ideally, peer researchers will be people who speak another language, which is spoken in Hackney, so we can hear from these communities as well. We have the role for comment collector and community signposting volunteer. This volunteer join our outreach activities when we attend the Homerton Hospital or different GP practices or public events where we can actually speak to people about their experiences. Telephone outreach volunteer. This is again something that people can actually do from their home. This is really useful when we have, this was really useful during the pandemic when we're no longer able to go out and about as usual. Events assistant. We are hoping that very soon we will start running our public events as normal over a cup of coffee and discuss different health and care related issues. So we will need volunteers to come and make sure that people are seated well and all of their, where possible, of course, all attendees' wishes are really taken into account. Sorry. Social media support volunteer. We all know that social media is very powerful too. So we need someone to come over and help us use our social media at its maximum, so we can better engage and grow our audience, and we make more people know about Healthwatch Hackney. Any questions so far? No, then everything is clear. We have few other roles, the interim view, authorized representative. This is a statutory power that health watchers have to enter and view different premises that are where NHS care is provided. This is where we go in, we do our own observations to the premises, we talk to service users and the service provider as well. And at the end, we'll write a report based on our findings, based on patient feedback, based on our observations as well. We will suggest improvement, we will suggest recommendations for improvement, and the service provider should come back to us with an action plan or with a response to our recommendations. Follow-up is then made on these recommendations, and as usual, the report is also sent to the commissioners, NHS England, the CQC as well. We are also recruiting board members to come and help us maintain our independence. And of course, with all these roles that I was just talking about, we really are looking for people from different backgrounds. Diversity is really important for Healthwatch Hackney, and we would like to ensure that this is happening as much as possible. The last two roles are the public representative, and Gary and Sally will be telling you more about this role, and the neighborhoods, residents involvement volunteer, same Sabrina and Sarah will be giving you more information about this role as well. I hope everything is good now. Any questions before I give the word to Gary and Sally? No, I can't see everyone on my screen. No, perfect. Okay, then Gary and Sally, over to you now. Oops.
Thank you very much. Yeah, so I'll start, Sally. I hope that's okay, and then I'll hand it over to you. So yeah, thank you for inviting me to come along and present as well as part of this. So one of the things that we also do is every quarter, so every 3 months, we do something called the Community Voice in Health and Social Care Involvement Forum. I think we had one on the 21st last week. It was my second day, actually, and it was really good, actually. So this is a little bit about what it does. So it operates across Hackney and City of London, of course. It provides support to the people and place group through providing a safe space for residents to share their views. It acts as an umbrella body that serves the whole integrated care partnership with a remit that covers health and care services and the wider determinants of health. The gathering and collating of feedback from a range of sources, e.g. Healthwatch Hackney, Feedback Centre, NHS Community Voice Activities, City and Hackney, OPRG and neighbourhood forums and conversations and social media. And the purpose of the involvement forum is to identify key themes and things that matter to local residents. Each forum provides an open platform for local people to share their views and experiences about anything relating to health and social care. Part of each forum is dedicated to a specific theme that's generally predetermined prior to the event taking place. This theme is chosen by listening to feedback from members of the public. I think the most important point for me to kind of make based on this is it's not just a kind of space where we kind of listen to what people have got to say and nothing happens. What we do is we take forward key recommendations from the forum to the commissioning bodies, with the idea that it can help improve services through what it is they've heard at the forum. Could we move on to the next slide, please? Thank you. So, as I said, community voice forums, they are held quarterly, although I think to catch up, the next one is actually going to be a little bit less than 3 months. I think it's just over 2 months. So we can have it aligned with the People and Places group. Anyone is welcome, absolutely encouraged to attend. Simply join our quarterly forum to share your views. Why not sign up to the Healthwatch Hackney newsletter for regular updates about upcoming forums, events, so not just the forum, anything that's happening All of the dates will be on the newsletter if you sign up to that, or register your interest by contacting me directly. And my email address is there, gary@healthwatchhackney.co.uk, or contact our office on the number displayed. And yeah, that's it for me. Over to you, Sally. Thank you.
Perfect, thank you. And I'm going to talk to you about the City and Hackney public representatives who are involved in the form that Gary was just talking about as well, which is why this links in very, very nicely. Kanari mentioned at the start talking about one of Healthwatch's statutory duties being to support local people to get involved in their health and care system, and that is very much what we do when we think about the public representatives. My role actually is in a similar way to Gary's role. Our roles are hosted by Healthwatch Hackney, but we're actually responsible to the whole of the Integrated Care Partnership, which is across City and Hackney, and that's made up of all of the organisations that kind of provide your health and social care. So not just the NHS, but we're also talking about Homerton Hospital, we're talking about East London Foundation Trust, we're talking about voluntary sector services, all of those things that come together to look after your general well-being. So who are the public representatives? The public representatives are there to represent the voice of local people in the system. They're a group of people that offer their time, and it's all about influencing decisions, being involved in that decision-making process, about whether that's the big decisions that are made across the board or smaller decisions locally to help shape local services, to co-produce, co-design, to make sure that whatever happens, residents are involved. Our public reps are all ages. Our youngest is 17, our most senior rep is 90, so we've got quite a broad age range. At the moment, I think our public rep's number 24, but we're recruiting all the time. We're really keen to keep increasing that number, get more people on board. Our guys have got a lot of different experience. So some of the people that we work with, they have been volunteering their time to shape services and to improve the system for, I'd say years, but actually decades in some cases. Huge amount of knowledge. Some of our reps have only just joined in the last couple of weeks. This is a brand new experience to them. And do you know what? All of those different experiences and diverse experiences, that just brings so much more to the group. So never feel, I don't know enough about this to get involved. Go for it, get involved and learn as you go. That's what we want to say. And what I want to say to you is that we're an inclusive group. So it doesn't matter what we've got, people with various access needs, different educational backgrounds. Come along, we'll support you. We'll find ways to make it work for you. We're not regimented. We're not like, okay, we must do it in this way and therefore you must be this or you must be this. Whoever you are, whatever your abilities, get involved and we'll find a way that works for you to stay involved with us. Next slide, please, Claria. So what do? The public reps, we meet regularly for informal catch-ups with Gary and with me. And that's really, we want to get to know the people that we're working with. We're supporting you, we want to hear you, we want you to come together as a cohesive group, but we also want to know you as individuals. We want to know what your journey is, what do you want to get out of this? Where are you going? How can we support you to do that? What do you want to change? How can we make sure you're getting the opportunity to be heard? So we talk regularly in those ways. And in fact, as of next week, we're going to start meeting in person, not all of the time. A lot of our stuff's still happening online, but we're gradually moving back to a more in-person approach, which is really exciting. And what do we do kind of day to day? Different reps sit on different decision-making boards. So within the health and care system, you've got the governance system. So there are commissioning groups. These are the groups that make decisions about how the NHS or the care system is going to spend money. What projects are they going to commission? What are they going to do? And we really think that those important decisions in City and Hackney, they should be made in equal partnership with local people. That's where our reps come in. They sit on those boards. But when one of our reps sits on a board, they're not just sitting there to represent themselves, they're representing the wider voice. So they sit on a board to represent the public reps as a group. So we'll talk beforehand as a group when someone goes to a meeting, and we'll agree what we're talking about. And we'll also find out as widely as possible what is it that the wider public think about this. So we might look at our database, we might go out and talk to people. We make sure that when our reps go and sit on these boards, they're talking for the people of City and Hackney, not just for themselves. We also have sessions called community voice sessions. And at these community voice sessions, these are sessions where our public reps come together, and whatever projects are going on at the moment, they might want to come and talk to our guys and say, What does this feel like from a patient perspective? We want to do this. We want to, I don't know, we want to implement a new travel policy to support people to travel to the hospital. But as a local person, how would that affect you? Is this a good idea? Is this a bad idea? Is it a good idea, but we're communicating it badly? And we get our reps together and they kind of co-design these ideas. They come up with different ways of doing things. They support the work. And quite often we might have a project that will come along and do 1, 2 or 3 sessions with our group, or a couple of our reps might get really involved and carry on working alongside a project for several weeks or months to carry on supporting it. We also, again, coming out of the pandemic, it's quite exciting because for a while we were struggling to get out and do this because of the COVID rules, but we're now getting back to a world where our public representatives can get out there. We can go out and we can talk to people. So whether it's down at the marketplace or at the library, or whether we're going into schools or colleges, as we did the other day, we can get out there and we can start talking to people and we can start saying, tell us about your experience. What's working for you? What's not working? How can we improve services? We can get that all down. We can bring it back and we can feed it back into the system to try and make the changes to improve the services for everyone in our local area. So next slide, please, Canaria. Thank you very much. So how do you get involved? Because you can become a public representative too. You can offer as much time or as little time as works for you. Some of our reps are absolutely, they've got the time to spend and they're able to spend up to 5 hours a week with us. Some of our guys, they work full time, they've got college, they've got stuff going on. They're able to give maybe 1 or 2 hours a month. Whatever you can give, we'll find the right niche for you and you can come along to the sessions that interest you most. You can come along online or in person or both. So if you're some of our reps, they might struggle to get out and come to the in-person events, but they're more than happy to join us online. Some of our reps, you might not be as keen with all of this doing stuff through screens, but when we come to doing stuff in person, you'll be right there. So, you know, we're very flexible about the way we work. If you'd like to get involved, just our emails here, give us a call, drop us an email, either Gary or myself will get back to you and we would love to hear from you. I think I've got one more slide. Have we got one more slide, Canaria? Yes, yeah, just to say, what are the benefits for you? And, you know, I really feel passionate about this because my journey started a few years back. I used to work as a manager and I got involved as a lived experience volunteer, not in Hackney, where I lived in my local area. And really, actually, the experience was completely life-changing. I started volunteering. I was absolutely passionate about it, really enjoyed it, built my confidence back up. And that's what's led me to doing the work that I do now. So I really think that volunteering is always a fantastic choice. When you volunteer, you're improving health and care services for all of the local people in City and Hackney. You're having your voice heard, you're being noticed. Great experience on your CV. We offer lots of training. Reward and recognition payments offered, or you can't say no really. We offer £12.05 an hour for any hour that you spend supporting us. And it's great fun. Made some really, really good friends myself through volunteering and absolutely hope you would like to come and join us and be welcomed on board. And that's me. Has anyone got any questions?
Thank you, Sally and Gary. It was a really good presentation.
Thank you.
If there are no questions, then Sabrina and Sarah, you are next.
Hi, thank you for that, Canaria. Thank you, Sally and Gary as well. I'm just going to get my presentation up and running. I was getting a few slightly concerning messages on my screen earlier that my internet was unstable, but I think we may have sorted that out now, so fingers crossed, everyone. Okay, can you see that?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yes, we can.
Let's go to slideshow. Okay, Sarah's going to kick us off.
Yeah, so as mentioned in the introductions, Sabrina is the neighborhoods involvement manager, and I'm supporting. I just started recently, and I will be supporting on the neighborhoods outreach and the involvement of the communities, the local communities, on this particular project. So the neighborhoods project is also across Hackney and City. And the neighborhoods are, or this project started 5 years ago. So there's already a lot of work developed with local communities. And one of the main ideas you can see here is that the neighborhoods are 8, and they have the names of parks, and you have a little bit of a map with the areas. So the distribution of these 8 neighborhoods across City and Hackney. And and there's these names of parks that were chosen by residents in a more in a participatory way. So we can show you a little bit of a video about neighborhoods. So it's just going to be 2 minutes, and let's see about the sound, if you can hear.
Actually, let me stop and start again, because I did not enable the sound.
Oh, let's see.
Okay.
The way health and wellbeing services across City and Hackney are delivered is changing.
Neighbourhoods bring together residents, community groups, GP practices, health providers, social care and voluntary sector organisations into 8 neighbourhood areas.
This new programme is all about bringing our community services closer to you and building greater connections.
Creating inclusive neighbourhoods where your health and well-being can be best supported.
Focusing on a neighbourhood level can help us understand your local needs and foster a sense of community.
With the support of local data, collaboration workshops and facilitators,
residents and practitioners can now share knowledge and experience to create positive change.
This could look like mapping a local services,
prioritising what issues to collaborate on,
or experimenting with new ways of working.
It is about bringing decision-making down to a local level and focusing on what matters to people.
Each neighbourhood has dedicated spaces where you can share your experiences and thoughts.
To make sure you can participate in the design of local services
and discuss how our services can provide what people really need and want.
For people with complex needs, we know navigating lots of different services and repeating your story to multiple professionals can be difficult and time-consuming.
In neighbourhoods, we will make sure that your professionals meet as a team on a regular basis so they're all up to date with your life.
Practitioners can then easily share knowledge, discover how to access different services and build a network of local contacts to work better together around your needs.
Another way neighbourhoods can support you is to access the wide range of services, activities and facilities in your area.
This is where link workers known as community navigators come in handy.
Community navigators are local experts who can help you find out what support is available for you.
They can help you communicate what your needs are,
point you in the right direction,
and are there for you until you are confident that you have the support you need.
Neighbourhoods bring us together to improve our health and well-being.
By fostering community connections and working together, we can support everyone in our neighbourhood to thrive.
To find out more, visit our website cityandhackneyneighbourhoods.org.uk
and subscribe to our newsletter.
That was a sneak preview of the neighbourhoods video there. So the link to the website that was at the end, that hasn't been launched yet. That will be available at the end of the month, but I thought we'd share with you what we have at the moment, because neighbourhoods can be quite a difficult thing to kind of get your head around, and I think that that video kind of makes it a bit more real for people. So that video kind of showed what the whole programme is trying to achieve, but our specific role within Healthwatch Hackney is to listen to the voices of the local people in each of those neighbourhoods, and to amplify what local people are telling us in terms of what is good about their neighbourhood or what some of the key concerns are, and to support local residents to be part of some of the decision making and some of the action to address those issues as well. And so in order to do that, we are going to be delivering 10 activities in each neighbourhood. So there'll be listening activities with different parts of the community. Some of these activities will be led by us, but we also hope that we will have some residents that are keen to lead some of these activities as well, or at least support us to do that. There was also a reference in that video to the neighbourhood forums, which are that collaborative space that was shown in the video, and that is where that local decision making will be taking place. And that will have representatives from local people, the local residents, from the voluntary organisations that operate in that area, people from the local council, and of course, health and care providers in that area as well. And we thought it would be helpful just to kind of share some examples about what kind of things these forums could help deliver. So over the past couple of years, we've had quite informal meetings in neighbourhoods. And one of the things that was coming up time and time again was the fact that during the pandemic, a lot of people were struggling with their mental health, and people who had never had issues with that before were experiencing that. And a lot of the local organisations and local individuals just felt like they didn't have enough knowledge about how to support others and themselves with their own mental health. So from that kind of feedback coming through, a proposal was put together to set up some mental health awareness training within the neighbourhoods. So that was delivered across all of the neighbourhoods, and anybody who lived or worked in a neighbourhood could attend that training. And there was really positive feedback that came from that. People really found the content useful, but they also found it a really great space to kind of understand what else was available locally through the other organisations that were part of it, and residents made connections with each other and organisations as well. So much like what Gary and Sally were saying, it's all very well and good kind of collecting feedback, but we want to know what happens to it and what difference it makes. So this is a bit of a illustration of how we kind of see that feedback loop operating. So we've got those activities that we're talking about in communities, and we will be pulling together some of the themes and the recommendations that are coming out of that into these quarterly reports. And that will be shared with the providers that are funded through neighbourhoods, but it's also going to be shared within those neighbourhood forums as well, as kind of bringing that wider voice from the community. And within those forums, there is opportunities for residents to have an active role within those forums, and we will be supporting them to have a meaningful role within kind of the leadership of those forums. Then it's really important that any of the actions that kind of take place and any of the decisions that are made in those forums are also shared with the wider community as well. So this is just a little illustration of like some of the support that's available for residents getting involved, because we want to reach out to new people and people who may not have done anything like this before. So we want to be really clear that there's a lot of support that's available. You're not just going to be left on your own to kind of navigate what can be quite a complicated system. There's support in terms of that safe and comfortable and relaxed environment to kind of explore what's going on, or raise the issues, or just express the frustration. So that's going to be available to residents and supported by myself and Sarah. We know that some of the things that people might want to get from getting involved is some training or some personal development. So we'll be working with the people that do get involved to see what would support them to build their confidence or to just reach their own personal development goals. So very flexible around what training and support we provide based on who we meet and what they tell us, really. As Sally said and Sarah mentioned as well, there are some residents who are involved currently who've been involved for a long time, and they have a lot of experience to share, a lot of knowledge about the system. So there's opportunities to kind of just learn from each other in that kind of peer support way. And then much like Sally and the public reps, there's also financial support. We can't forget about that. Going to lots of meetings that can leave people out of pocket, and that's not what we want at all. So that will be covered if you're going to physical meetings, of course. And reward and recognition payments as well for residents that get more involved in some of those leadership roles, which are a bit more time consuming, to kind of value that time that they give, and we'll make sure that they get those payments for that as well. I think that is our last slide.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, no, not yet. The last slide is just the fact that we have given a very quick whistle-stop tour today of neighbourhoods, and hope piques people's interest. And if you want to find out more or have any questions that come to you after today, we're very keen to hear from you. All of our contact details are there. Happy to have a chat at any point, and hope you're interested in getting more involved in the future.
Thank you. Can
So
you hear
stop
me?
sharing.
Yes, if that's okay. Thank you very much, Sabrina. And I would like to say that it's the first time I'm seeing this video, and I really like it. And I really like hearing, local people that I know, their voices, and it's really good, very good, and very it describes neighborhoods in a very simple way, which is really good. Any questions for Gary, Sally, Sabrina, myself, or Sarah so far?
I have one question.
Yes, please go on.
It's for Sabrina and Sarah. How do you go about conducting research into, outreach into the sort of difficult to reach cohort, if you like? Can you give an example of what sort of outreach you do?
Yes, so this is a new phase of neighbourhood, so we're just starting that now. So previously we've been piloting different methods of engagement and supporting specific projects in specific places. So this is the first time that we are going to be working across all 8 neighbourhoods. And what we found from the piloting work that we did previously was expecting residents to come to things that were put on by health services or providers was the wrong way. And I think before there was a big push to have like these big kind of committee type things, and we were trying to move away from that and say, no, we've actually got to go out and speak to people where they are. And in terms of making sure that we are reaching diverse communities, obviously that is really important in a place like Hackney. And one of the things that we are spending quite a bit of time looking at the moment is making sure we have a good understanding of the different demographics in each of those neighbourhoods, and that we can target the groups that we work with proportionally to what that neighbourhood looks like in terms of the different demographic groups. I think one thing that we are also mindful of is that we're not going to be able to reach everybody within the capacity that we have, but we will make a good effort to make sure that the people that we do reach are as representative as possible. And one of the things that we want to do is along the way is to highlight the people that we think we're missing. and put the case forward about how we can try to make sure that in the future we are inclusive of them, and whether that's needed, more resources are needed for that, or funding specific organisations to do that work. We want to highlight that as we go.
Great. I will actually, I can put you in touch with somebody who's an outreach specialist through some we've been doing with Aging Better. So yeah, so if that's all right with you, I'll kind of put you in touch with her, and she has some great ideas. She's done really sort of on street. Yeah, she's done kind of on street outreach and various things, and she's, you know, they've kind of discovered what kind of works, what doesn't always work. She's specifically done work with the kind of older people, but still great learning, so you don't have to kind of think about doing some of that.
I think I may have read the report that they produced about that.
You might have, yeah. She's actually, now obviously the kind of project's ended now because the funding's ended, but she's managed to stay in post. She's actually under the kind of umbrella of Age UK, but she also offers sort of, you know, with outreach specifically. So yeah, so she's still, yeah, somebody great to kind of connect with.
Thanks, Anna, I really appreciate that.
Yes, thank you very much. Great suggestion. Any further questions or suggestions? Because obviously there is so much that we can do about health and care services in Hackney or city in Hackney, but sometimes we need to hear about people's issues so we can look at them in more detail. So we will greatly appreciate if whoever is attending the meeting today talk about Healthwatch with their friends and families and people they work with, because Healthwatch is all over England, obviously. There are 33 Healthwatches in London, including City of London as well. And we all do the same thing. The aim of all Healthwatches is the same, to improve the health and care services locally and nationally. The way we do things might be different because of the different communities that we serve in each borough, and because their needs are different. But again, the aim is all the same, to improve the access and delivery of services so more people can benefit. And of course, service providers can learn as well. So more we hear, more we can do. And before we finish, I would like to once again remind you of the benefits of volunteering for Healthwatch Hackney. This is a great opportunity to have your say on what's happening to the services in your local community, and of course, influence better health and social care services for all. To be an active member of the local community and doing your part to make the life better in Hackney. Gain a great experience for your CV, have different training opportunities. Each role that we were just introducing today, for each role you will be given the proper training and support and supervision at all times while you practice your volunteering. You will be definitely rewarded and recognized. We promise to make you feel valued, empowered, and part of our team at Healthwatch, and of our team of great volunteers, because we do have great volunteers. So why don't you join this team and as Sally said, have fun, because volunteering is fun and makes you feel valued. I mean, as was Sally saying, I also volunteered before I started working for Healthwatch. I was volunteering for 1.5 years, and I joined the common collection sessions. I've done interim view visits as well, and it was all really great experience that I am really grateful for. And the last thing is these contact details of all of us if you are interested in joining Healthwatch Hackney's great team of volunteers and the team. And yes, my details are for all the general volunteering activities. For public reps, please get in touch with Sally and Gary. And if you want to get involved in the neighborhoods, please contact Sabrina and Sarah. Any questions so far? If not, we will have to end the meeting then. No? Well, thank you very much all for joining. It was really nice having this meeting. I hope you enjoyed it. These slides will be shared with you tomorrow or the day after. And again, if you have any questions, if you need more information or would like to join the team, please get in touch with any of us really. Anyone can respond to your application. Thank you and have a good afternoon.
Thank you, Canaria.